Hannah Hotline. Email Hannah Hotline.
Welcome back to another episode of Hannah Hotline. So good to be here with you today. And as usual, you can submit your Hannah Hotline emails to hello@hannahkissel.com. I would absolutely love to hear from you. Love to read your email on the podcast and also in the Daily Telegraph. And if you are looking to make a career transition as well, if you are a senior leader or a senior individual contributor, all the way up to C-level executive, and you know that you want to change your career, my group, the Life and Work Transformation, is now open. This is a group coaching program. It's my absolute favorite thing to do. So you can also check that out on my website at hannahkissel.com, and would love to hear from you. Okay, let's just get right in. So, dear Hannah, I just found out that my new male teammate is getting paid $35K more than I am. I bet you're pissed. Well, to say that I'm pissed is an understatement. I've been with the company for 7 years and I've received a few promotions. I'm also a high performer and give so much to the team and the organization that this feels like a slap in the face. I know it's not his fault, but I'm pretty resentful of my new teammate. He mentioned how good the pay at this company was, and when I asked how it compared to his last company, he told me both of the numbers. I was dumbfounded and didn't say anything and just left the conversation quickly. I know it's rude to ask about pay. I don't think it is. And I wish I hadn't, but now I'm resentful at him and my manager, and I don't know what to do next. This is unacceptable to me, and I can't help but feel he's making more money than I am because he's a man. How do I get over this, but also make sure there is pay parity? From pissed and underpaid. Okay, well, this is a really interesting one. And there's a few things that I really want to focus in on that was in your email. So one, you've been with the company for 7 years and he just joined the company. Now that actually makes more of a difference than potentially even your gender does. Now, I don't want to say that this isn't a gender issue because I don't know, it potentially could be a gender issue. I would like to see the gender data on your company. I'd like to see the gender pay gap data. The most up-to-date numbers in Australia in the private sector is 21.1% of a gender pay gap. So for every dollar that men make, women make 79 cents to that. However, there is more to that than just dollar for dollar or job for job. So while this could be a gender issue, what I think is happening is that your organization actually has more bandwidth to pay for talent and to recruit talent than they do to bump up your salary if you're already in the organization. And I know this because I've coached many people leaders, and I myself, when I was a people leader, often ran into this experience where it's almost like you're disincentivized for staying at the company longer term because the pay bumps that you will get from promotion cycle to promotion cycle, or even annual year to annual year, they're often not going to be as much as you would get if you were to switch companies. However, the data does skew a little bit. So it's interesting because it used to be that you would see really big pay bumps when you changed organizations, but now actually that has leveled out a little bit and the pay bumps aren't as drastic as they used to be. But the fact is that he is getting paid more than you. It may not be a gender issue, but it could be something else. So my question to you is, first of all, when was the last time you negotiated a pay increase? And simply that people that negotiate pay increases regularly get paid more. Like that makes a lot of sense, right? So what I'm hearing from your email is you're a high performer. You give so much to the organization. This feels like a slap in the face. So I'm wondering if you're giving a lot without actually asking a lot as well. So really being honest and saying, well, I haven't negotiated, not to say that this is your fault. It's definitely not. But if you want more money, get really clear and ask for more money. The second thing is that, you do have to weigh up what long-term loyalty and what long-term tenure in an organization means to you versus what pay means to you. If you are looking to increase your salary by a certain amount, and that is the number one factor to you, then by all means, go look at, look in your industry, see what's available, see what the pay is. You should be doing this anyway right now because of the next conversation that you're going to have, which is going to be about a salary increase. However, you may not want to switch organizations for many reasons. It could be that you know what you're doing, you could like the team, you could like the culture. So the question then becomes, what do you do about this data? Now, this is a really good opportunity to you to have a discussion. However, I would not go into this discussion bringing up gender, and I would not go into this discussion saying that, you are pissed and this is because, he's a man, blah, blah, blah. That's really not going to get you anywhere. A disgruntled employee is not going to, they're not going to pay you more just because you are pissed off. However, you want to go into this conversation as a negotiation and like a business transaction, which this is. This is a business case. So you need to present this as a business case. That includes understanding what is the market rate for your position. Where is your performance on that? You say you're a high performer. Okay, setting aside time to really look at your performance metrics to make sure that they are above or beyond what's expected of you. And then I would have a conversation with your manager and do this. You can revisit my last Hannah Hotline about how to negotiate for a salary increase. I'm also going to include my career confidence course. It's free. There'll be links at the end, either of the column or on the podcast. And there's a salary negotiation guide and checklist in there as well. But going into this conversation and saying, I want to talk about pay, I want to talk about market calibration, I want to talk about pay parity, that is going to land so much stronger than, hey, David's paid more than me and I'm really upset about it. That's really probably not going to cause any good favor toward you. And also, like, your manager could have a reason. I mean, you say that you have the same experience, but is there something in his skill set that you don't have? Is there something that you need to bridge that skill gap? So I would really understand that before going in guns blazing and saying that this is a gender issue. And with these conversations, it's really important to get a super clear timeline. So understanding, okay, what does this look like step by step? Is there a path to more money, or is there not a path to more money? That way you can kind of see the scope. And if this guy's getting paid $35K more than you and you want to make $35K more, it could be at this company or it could be another company. But really understanding, is that where you want to go and what are very, very clear next steps. Now, when we're looking at resentment as well, just so I understand that it's super easy to be resentful at your new male colleague that just joined. However, the bigger issue is more a structural and an organizational issue. So going in and thinking which fight do I want to fight? Is this his fault? Who's going to turn down more money? No one. I'm guessing no one. No one listening to this podcast probably. So it's really not him. It's the system that you want to address, and it's the structure that you want to address. And you don't want to be leaning on gender too much. I mean, I've said that time and time again already throughout this podcast, but I just want to be clear that these types of conversations can turn ugly. People can start to label you as too emotional, too unstable, whatever it is in the workplace that you see. So again, you want to go in, you want to be clear, you want to be specific, you want to be super concise, and you want to say, what does this look like in order for me to get a higher salary? So that's it. This was a really short, sweet, punchy one. Write in. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you do this. And I would love to hear from you. hello@hannahkissel.com if you have a Hannah Hotline dilemma that you want to go through, and I'd love to support.
Hannah Hotline. Email her and you'll be fine. When your brain goes bing, bang, bonka, bing, boom. Email Hannah
Hannah Hotline is sponsored by Dominique Jingles, where quirky, clever and corporate branding is reimagined. DM Dominique on Instagram at Dominique Jingles or email dominiqueenglish04@gmail.com.